Right. Next two. Portland Timbers. Any guesses?
On what? The question?
Nice.
The person.
Means Kasman.
Kasman, yes. I was waiting for Connor to see if he could remember, but obviously you and I knew that. He's got a whole bunch of them here. Most of them kind of history of the podcast related, and then one USMNT related. Favorite guest is his first question. I'll give that over to Adam.
I mean, we're gonna have the same answer, unfortunately. Like,
No, we'll spread it out.
okay, I mean, I feel like I have to again go for the obvious. It's got to be Quincy. I mean, the fact that he was willing to come on at the point in the podcast we were at that point speaks to how amazing he is. Secondly, we figured, we're gonna have him for 45 minutes to an hour before someone off camera tells him to like wrap it up and he's got other stuff to do. The man spent like 3.5 hours talking to us. Probably would still be talking to us right now if we didn't have stuff to do and wouldn't add like a 30-hour episode.
So if you haven't watched that, go onto YouTube and watch it. And you don't have to watch the whole thing. I mean, you should. It's a great interview, great episode. But start at the beginning and just kind of click like 10, 15-minute intervals. You'll see the sun go down. And we lose him after like 2 hours, and he just keeps going. It was like literally he was lit up by the light on his computer screen. It was so crazy.
But that was one of the episodes where like, and it's a terrible thing to say, but I don't think I will ever write a script as good as the one I wrote for that episode. And I don't know if we'll have an interview guest that brought that much energy and enthusiasm. And like it's the episode where if someone asks me about the podcast, I tell them, look, I know this is 3 hours, but like go listen to it.
When I have friends who are taking like long road trips, like, oh, what should I listen to? I literally send them that. I go, if you are and most of them are like athletes or something. If you're an athlete, you want to, understand how to handle adversity or anything like that, listen to this and like be careful because you're going to want to run through a wall and you're driving. So just don't like drive through a wall. But yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'll spin it. And I agree. I think that was really cool. Jason Klein from Flamingo. I do have that scarf. Hold on.
Wasn't prepared.
Well, I was, but I didn't. I was going to say Quincy, and I do have the Quincy scarf too, but
it's upside down.
Forward Madison. And while we're here, since I already have it out, the Quincy scarf, Las Vegas lights.
Nice.
Listen, we were following the Mingos for years before we made the podcast, and that was almost like a joke. It was like, oh, we should see if he wants to come on. And the dude was like, yeah, hit me up with an email. And he sat down and we talked about everything and anything about, social media and being a USL team and all that stuff. And he was super chill too. He was a super cool guy. So I'll pick Jason Klein for that one.
It's a good pick. Always got to go full Mingo.
Always go full Mingo, baby.
So for mine, it probably wasn't the same for you two, but my favorite guest was actually Soma. I actually really liked when Soma came on. Obviously, you guys are closer to him than I was. That was the first time I ever met him. But listening to him talk about his stories from when he played overseas or even in the US as well, they were just like, it was like addicting listening to his stories. Like I still remember the one story he told about when he was playing in Italy. And the guy like brought in a gun to like I forget what it was. It was like contract negotiations or something like that. I don't remember exactly
what it was.
Yeah. I just thought his stories were so awesome to listen to. So
I saw him the other day. We were
I hit him up and he didn't. I don't think he got in the. Actually, I was on the wrong. Let me see. Maybe he did. No, I got nothing from him. That's okay. I hit him up, see if he wanted to say anything. He saw it 9 hours ago and didn't answer. So
Yeah,
That's okay.
These kids are
Rejected.
But yeah, if I end up back at Alfred as a coach, I'm hitting him up and we're gonna make a Comac to Alfred pipeline. It's gonna be great. I'll put a spin on this one because it could be pretty easy. Favorite episode non-interview. The non-interview is mine, but just to avoid saying the Quincy episode, the Jason episode, right? What's your favorite non-interview episode? I can go first. I think I've got a pretty good one. If you guys aren't ready. So for me, just based off of the research side of it, I forgot they played here was so much fun to prep. Like go back and figure out like some players who, I mean, I think Adam brought up Aitor Karanka, who I didn't even know who existed at the time. And then I look back, I'm like, wait, whoa. Hold on a second. So yeah, that was super cool. I loved prepping that and I loved going through it because we all came with different answers. So like you were like, oh, I can't believe this dude played here. And then you're like, yeah, but what about this guy? And you look back, what? So that was easily one of my favorites for sure.
I can do mine.
Now. I'm trying to.
I'll do mine so Adam can think through some more. My favorite, and I'm pulling up the episode numbers. And we're episode number 14 and 15. They were the Mount Rushmores that we did for each team. I thought those were hilarious. Like the yelling back and forth that Andrew would do with the two of us.
Well,
and
listen, all right. Let me freeze you right there. There are some things that were like, okay, I can jokingly yell at you for, but there were some unexcusable things like Mr. Tamburello leaving off players that were so clearly supposed to be on there. What was it? Robbie Keane for Zlatan? Was that the answer? Is that the? Are you kidding?
Still stand by that.
No, you don't. You're a liar. You're lying to my face.
Nope.
Oh my God. There's no shot, bro. There's no shot.
Don't forget, I put Jonathan Osorio over Josie Altidore on the Toronto.
Yeah, you did.
That's almost excusable.
No, it's not. That's pretty bad.
No, I'm okay with that because both of them deserve it, right?
You think Zlatan doesn't deserve it?
No, he was there for a year and a half.
It was lethal when he was here for a year and a half.
I do not care. I don't care. It's wrong. It's just wrong.
He's playing with Legit and Emma Boateng behind him. What more do you want from him?
What do you mean?
Looking now, I think any of the MLS's back ones we did, just because that was kind of, mid-COVID. It was kind of weird. Like it was a big, I think it was just a nice way for like soccer to come back. As weird as it was, the tournament itself was, I don't know, you had like 11 o'clock kickoffs. It just made no sense, but yet it was so peak MLS that like I don't expect anything more.
Do you remember the one game from MLS's back? I don't remember it exactly, but someone got injured on the field and it took them like 25 minutes to figure out how to get onto the field with the stretcher.
Mm-hmm. And it was bad injury too, from what I remember. It was like people were screaming, like, get on the field. And they were like, how do I get into this like college field?
Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to open the gate or something.
Yeah, so now having gone through athletic training school and I graduate in 3 weeks, that like to see that now, knowing what I know, like from the athletic training, like injury side of that is unbelievable. The fact that like they didn't know how to do that and get on the field and like have a plan before the game started.
Yeah. You almost done in 3 weeks, really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Nice.
We'll chat about that off camera, but most listened to episode, I just did a quick check, not including the first 10 that I think Adam signed us up accidentally for like free views by signing on to some email list. So backstory, we were starting off getting, just getting the episode. And then we got an email from somebody who was like, do you want to be put onto this like list? I don't even know what to call it, like this distribution list, I guess. And then I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And instantly, like we got like 500 views in a week. We're like, whoa, what? All 10 the first 10 episodes hit like 250 views. So not including those, it is, can anybody guess? That'd be a good question. If you're not cheating already.
Guess what?
Top one?
Our most viewed episode?
Yeah.
I have it up, so I won't answer.
I mean, I would like to think it's the Quincy one, but
It's not.
I figured. Is it an interview one?
It's not. It is a season
no.
3.
Yeah, it's a recent one.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Somehow the episode we did on the 14-year-old signing for New York City, the Hector Herrera to Houston, and Fabian Herber's calling out Gonzalo Higuain on his podcast got 77 views, which is our most.
It's probably for the Fabian Herber's part.
Had to be. Excuse me as I try and grab some last minute questions. Okay. Whoop, I lost. There it is. How did the podcast come together? I can answer that one because, as we all know, this is my podcast. I am in charge. Basically, one day, I was talking to Jason DeStefano, one of our guests, who had his own podcast, hashtag bring back the OPP. And I was just kind of talking about what he does and how he does it. And I was watching some game at that time, and I'm like, man, I talk about MLS all the time. I should do this. So then I hit up Adam. I'm like, Adam, let's do this. Let's do a pod. And he was like, all right. Then I hit up Connor. Like, Connor, let's do a pod. I'm like, all right. And then we just got together and did it. And it was awful. It really wasn't good. That being said, we made it 100 episodes and we haven't been canceled yet. We almost did twice. Minnesota almost canceled us.
Whose fault was that?
Montreal.
And Montreal almost canceled us. That's right.
Got banned from a few subreddits too.
Yeah. We were out on New England subreddit.
Yep.
So few near misses, but I mean that's really what it was. It was just us we talk about it all the time and figured why not record it and put it on the internet for other people to yell at us about. And that's how that happened. It started back in February 2020. We just hit 2 years a couple months ago, and we keep on keeping on until we hit episode 1000. We'd have to get like mega canceled, right?
I like that we started the podcast and then immediately the season was put on pause.
Right. I remember that. I remember we were sitting there, we were getting ready, we were doing previews and all this stuff. And we're like, all right, week 1, let's do some reactions. And then canceled. And then we were scrambling to get, and that's where most of our great interviews came from was, hey, we got nothing to talk about. Want to come on and just chat. And that's where it all kind of started to gain some ground, gain some traction. So yeah, that's the story of the pod, and we are creating memories each and every day. Mainly me yelling at Connor and Alan. And lastly, last one for the podcast. What's the 2022 goal? And I think Connor and I hit on this already. Episode at 100 views, like proper 100 views.
Yeah.
And then, the last one. Way too early World Cup roster predictions.
Like the full thing? Like all
Give me three players who will miss out, and give me 3 players who will make the team.
Okay, Christian Pulisic is gonna make the team.
Bubble
Gio
player.
Reyna.
Loser.
All right.
We can do. Let's do one each. My bubble in, Jordi Mihailovic. My bubble out, Probably like Chris Richards, low man on the totem pole center back.
I'm gonna go with. Is Ferreira considered a bubble player?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think he'll make it, depending on how the next couple months with Dallas go, and then out Joe Scally.
Oh man, the internet would burn.
I think that would be a mistake, but I don't think he'll make it.
Say bubble in. Oh, I had it. Bubble in.
DeAndre Yedlin.
I just had it, but I'll say bubble out. Gaga Slanina.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it. Not over Horvath, Stefan, and Turner. And then bubble in. Oh man, I don't want to say Luca. I feel like we kind of all expected him to be there. Does Paul Arriola count as a bubble?
I'd say so.
All right, no, I'll say Aaron Long. Aaron Long bubble in.
Aaron Long, not on a bubble. He's driving the plane because we need the Euro snobs to cry. We've been through this.
That's why I said bubble in.
Anyways, Kasman, thanks so much for being one of our first ever guests and for your support of the pod. We miss you. We hope you're doing well, and we will talk to you soon.